How you doing in the class? My fourth and last court case I decided to choose was Brown versus Entertainment Merchants. I really like this court case. It was about video games and how the government, how well not the government, but how people tried to say that some video games were too violent for people to be playing. I feel like everyone should have their own opinion about that, but I get into that after towards the end of the video. In the case of Brown versus Entertainment, the video gaming companies challenged the law that extended the scrutiny classification to violent material. With that being said, they were saying that a lot of video games that they made back then were too violent to be actually played by children and minors back then, which I don't think they were. The district court enjoined the enforcement of the law. They pressured the courts pressured these companies to stop making these games at that time period, but they didn't. Um, they then found out that the law violated the First Amendment, which eventually would, because once again, freedom of press, freedom of speech, you have all those rights. The attorney over the case was Anthony Socialer. He rejected the state that the video games would qualify as a scrutiny. He then observed children that love the games enormously amount of the protection of the First Amendment. He then said that the law to scrutiny finding that under the state of California had failed to show a connection between exposure to the violent games and harmful impact on the children's mind or actions that the children had at the time. Anthony too noted that the law was not narrow territorial in the part because this was a voluntary rating system that informs parents about the dangers of violent video games. And in conclusion, in this court case, the Supreme Court ruled that any California law prohibiting the sale or rental of violent video games to minors violated the First Amendment. Well, apparently the court it didn't go the way people thought it would, but I think that it should have went a different. I think it should have went a different way, meaning that we're all in the United States, and I feel like if gaming companies can't make these games they're violent games like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, all those killing games that have a lot of bloodshed, like God of War, all those games like that. If they can't make them and allow children to actually play them, then what's the actual point of having the First Amendment and all in general? Because that is a form of having freedom of speech. Like designing, that's a form of having freedom of speech and freedom of press because you're a publican. You've published a video game that is meant for children to be played, but some parents probably don't like that. Then again, but I honestly think that this court case should have went a different way. Thank you and have a great day.